Hello, everyone. Well, I don't know about you, but I've been sitting backstage watching the presentations, getting super inspired by the passion, devotion, great work that these social enterprises are doing in Miller Center for bringing them together. So let's have a round of applause. Because at TaroWorks, what we do is we work with organizations like this. And let me tell you, what they do is not easy. It is not easy to get work done in the environment, in the local environments where they work. And I want to tell you about one of the organizations we're working with that was experiencing exactly this problem, some of the problems that, of scaling. It's when you go from working in one community, the process of scaling up to many communities has a whole different set of challenges when you work across a state or a country or a region. Ilu Mexico is a Miller Center alum. They're a great organization that sells solar products across unelectrified parts of Mexico. So these are very remote rural areas, and they were trying to service everything out based in their office in Mexico City. They had their field staff would go out on these multi-week-long trips to visit all the different communities, collecting sales orders, maintenance requests, doing market research, and collecting these huge stacks of paper that when they'd get back to the Mexico City office had to be input into the various forms and spreadsheets on which they ran their business. So they were expanding, they were having success, but as they grew, they were becoming increasingly limited in terms of how many people they could reach. And this is quite a common problem for social enterprises when they begin to scale. In fact, many of the desks looked something like this, these huge stacks of paper. So just think how much more effective these organizations could be if they could increase their efficiency by 40%, 60% with the same resources. How many more millions of people they could solve? Well, this was exactly what TaroWorks was built to do. We are customer relationship management software. We take the CRM software that was built in Silicon Valley, and we make it usable in places like Africa's Rift Valley. We were started by the Grameen Foundation as a project about 6 years ago and spun off as an independent organization in 2015. And today, we work with more than 60 social enterprises across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, and using us in 40 different countries. So let me tell you a little bit more what I mean when I say that we are CRM for Africa's Rift Valley. So in the environments where field staff work, there's usually not network. If there's network access, it's sporadic at best and usually don't have access to it. And yet the field staff, to do their jobs, need information. They need information about the clients they're working with. The central office staff need reports back from the field about what's going on. So you need to have two-way information communication, which today often requires having to go somewhere in person to make that communication. They also need to be able to have all their business processes be able to work offline. So the information that they need needs to be stored locally so that they can access it when they need it. And then finally, they need user interfaces that are appropriate for their levels of digital literacy, because sending out a laptop with very complex CRM software does not usually have good results. So I'll tell you about a few of the great organizations we work with. Sistema Via Bolsa is another GSBI alum. They sell biodigesters, which are big systems that you put animal manure into and you get cooking gas and fertilizer out of. They use TaroWorks to expand from Mexico to Nicaragua, Colombia, Kenya, and India. IDE is an international NGO. They had built a toilet project in Cambodia that was aiming to try and raise the penetration of toilets from below 20% in many rural areas. They built a pilot program, and then they used TaroWorks to scale it up and find 200 independent sales agents and 150 local cement contractors and drive the cost of the toilets down from $350 per unit to $32 per unit. They now sell more than 6,000 toilets per month. Proyecto Mirador sells clean cook stoves in Honduras. They used TaroWorks as part of their setup process, and then they also used us to create a carbon credit financing program that lets them raise money in the US and Europe to finance their operations. So all of these organizations, and many, many more of them, are having great impact in the world, and we're helping them reach more with the same resources. On average, our customers are getting a 48% increase in their efficiency by using TaroWorks. And that works out to millions of additional cook stoves sold and water filters sold and education job training participants enrolled. So across a very wide spectrum of industries. We've come thus far with some great support from Cisco's foundation, Qualcomm Wireless Reach, eBay Foundation, and Salesforce.org. And we're now looking for some money to scale to the next level. We're looking for a mix of grants to try and triple the number of social enterprises and NGOs that we work with. And we're also interested in talking to venture capitalists who see the potential of CRM software to help some of the fastest growing regions of the world. So it's never going to be easy for the organizations that you see up here today to have an impact. As I said, it's very hard. But when you do have a good idea, the process of scaling that idea and having more impact can be made easier. And that's exactly what we're here to do. So if you're interested in helping upscale the reach and the ability of these organizations to have impact, I hope you'll come find me after the showcase today. Thank you very much.